We're starting here with our pop culture lead. Let me ask you this. If you have to pick your 7 favorite dirty words, what would they be? I won't tell you mine, but in 2017, in the era of premium cable and Netflix and Hulu, it's hard to believe that there was a time when comedians got in serious trouble for using foul language on television or radio. Those risky and risque comics in the 60s and 70s paved the way for the present-day comedians who make us laugh, such as Louis C.K. and Chris Rock and Amy Schumer. And you can learn much more about them in a new CNN original series, The History of Comedy, an 8-part documentary series on how comedy has impacted the nation's history. Joining me now to talk about it is the executive producer of The History of Comedy, award-winning actor, comedian, producer, Sean Hayes. Sean, thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me, Jake. And, you know, I never felt more comfortable in between Joe Lieberman and awaiting the verdict on the travel ban. It's kind of where I sit most comfortably.
That's your sweet spot.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So the first episode is about bad words and breaking boundaries. Obviously, comedy giant George Carlin, unintentionally in a way, created the 7 words you can't say on TV back in the 70s. He faced some backlash. Here's a little clip from The History of Comedy.
WBAI played a cut from an album. The cut is called Filthy Words, and it's a follow-up to an earlier album piece I did called The 7 Words You Can Never Say on Television. WBAI played it in the context of a program they were doing in the mid-afternoon about contemporary language and attitudes toward language. The FCC took issue with WBAI based on a complaint by a listener who was in his automobile at the time with his son, and he claimed that it was indecent. Claimed that it was an invasion of his privacy and that his son shouldn't be subjected to that.
Obviously that's not the bit. That's an explanation of the bit. We couldn't run the bit.
Right.
Although I guess theoretically we could, but we wouldn't want to do that.
Why not? Look at the state we're in. Why not? Just throw it all out there.
Right. But it is remarkable to think how much times have changed.
Yeah, no, you know, it's so funny. You started with those 7 words, George Carlin. By the way, I used to have that album called Class Clown. I listened to it all the time. I was a huge George Carlin fan. But those 7 words, you know, he created. It's not 7 words a broadcast network said you can't use. He created those things, and those things that he created actually ended up being used against him. It's so ironic. But, you know, I think comedy will always be changing, and we'll always find 7 words or 20 words, or, you know, it'll just keep growing into the things that need to be censored for, you know, for reasons that are sometimes important, like the N word, the F word. Those are good things that we can't say those words. So there is positivity in some censorship of certain words that otherwise intelligent people wouldn't know the difference if they're good or bad.
I'm not judging here, but I think President Trump during his campaign might have said in one way or another at least 3 of the 7.
By the way, nothing would surprise me. I'm sure he did, and I'm sure he's proud of that.
So Will and Grace, like George Carlin, also broke barriers. Your character, Jack McFarland, was fearless and honest, especially about his sexual orientation. Here's one of our favorite clips of you playing Jack on Will and Grace.
Oh, it's a clip show. Great.
I do a better share than you.
You think so?
Actually, it's... You think so? Ho!
Are you kidding me with this?
Okay, the hand is perfect, but it's more... Are you kidding me with this? Ho!
If I could turn back time.
And I can turn back down.
So, share aside,
My proudest moments.
when it came to playing Jack and that role, who was really groundbreaking in terms of, I don't know that the country had ever really seen an LGBT character like that. Did you feel any sense of responsibility?
It was interesting. This is a 9-hour interview question, but I was conflicted at that time. There's a lot going on, much longer than I can get into right now, personally, about being gay and at that age. And I don't have the DNA to be the spokesperson of any group of people. It's just not who I am. I deliver my message, hopefully, by leading leading by example, hopefully. I do those silly Facebook videos with my husband, trying to normalize and show people that, there's no difference between a gay relationship and a straight relationship at all. So at that time, I was too young to know how to handle any of the pressure and anxiety that was thrust upon me. I was just an actor happy to get a job. But now that I'm a little older and hopefully, knock on wood, a little wiser, I can more communicate my feelings.
So the show is coming back, Will and Grace. Tell us more about
Yes.
the revival.
Well, I always say we left looking like the cast of Saved by the Bell and returned looking like the cast of Cocoon. but yeah, I think we
You have a little
shoot-
Wilford Brimley in you. I'll say that.
Yeah, well, you should tell Wilford that. But I think we start shooting in August. It's for the fall of this year. So I think we start shooting in August. It's 10 episodes, and it's really been great reconnecting with the cast. And we have all the same crew, the same writers, the same director, Jimmy Burrows. Everybody's the same. So it's going to be like no time has passed, as was the case when we shot that election video back in October.
So just a very, very quick question. We asked Twitter for questions, and here's one. Who is your favorite comedian?
Gosh, Donald Trump.
No, give us,
No,
give us a real answer.
Okay. My favorite comedian, gosh. That's so hard. It's like saying what's your favorite song. There's so many.
You're here to promo the history of comedy. It's not that, crazy a curveball.
Well, get off my back, Jake. I thought it was my own opinion. Wow.
Chris Rock,
No.
Louis C.K.
Yeah, Louis C.K. I love Louis C.K. I love Sarah Silverman. I love. It's too overwhelming. I can't. George Carlin was one of my all-time favorites.
All right. Sean Hayes,
Marty
thank you.
Short, Steve Martin.
Thank you so much.